Hi guys, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. I would like to welcome you to the Christmas Stampathon 2020 April Challenge. Now this challenge this month is a colour challenge. I will pop up our inspiration image for the challenge, and the colours are Blushing Bride, Poppy Parade, Petal Pink, Soft Suede and Mint Macaron. So quite a non-traditional Christmas colour selection, but as you can see from my card sample here, it is most definitely a Christmas card. For this card I've used Merry Christmas to All and Making Spirits Bright, which at the release of this challenge is on the Stampin' Up retirement list. Now what that means is these stamp sets are available as limited supply because I made these cards quite a while ago. I didn't know that was going to happen. The dies I have used the scalloped, the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and I've used the scallop stitch rectangle, and I have also used the stitched shape dies, the circles, to create those baubles. So I have made momentous, and I say that because I'm pretty impressed, 14 of these cards. Because the other thing I have used is the Perennial Essence Vellum. So here I have used the Petal Pink, and in the pack as well is Old Olive and Daffodil Delight, just to show you. But I've used all of my Petal Pink, so I have none left, so I made that many cards. So to get started, or the other thing rather I have used is the, now this is called the Shimmer Ribbon in Gold. This is currently available and will stay available for the next almost year. And I have also used the Gold Glitter Enamel Dot. Same thing, these came out as a promotion Christmas time last year, and these are going to be in the Stampin' Up new catalogue, which I'm so happy with because they're beautiful products, and we'll use those a little later. So first of all, I want to get on with my stamping, do all my stamping first. So I'm going to pop my thick Whisper White card base and Perennial Essence Vellum to the side, and I want to stamp my Mint Macaron Circle and my Blushing Bride. So start there. I am going to grab just one of the Stamparatus sheets here as my scrap piece. I have, and I'll grab this. This might be a bit of a longer video, but I know you'll appreciate seeing the process. This is the star stamp, and you can connect them up. So I'm going to start, actually, I'll start with the Blushing Bride first and open this up. And what I do, I just choose a place to start and just stamp off the edge. So this doesn't cover the width of the stitch shaped circle, but I just eyeball the next one. It's a touch crooked, but it's pretty good. And then for the one next door, I just offset the stars, so they're not all the same. They're offset all the way along. It's a bit more pleasing to the eye, and I do go over the edges as well, but as you can see, this isn't a long process. It's actually quite relaxing because it's just repetitive. So that's that one already done. Pop that off to the side up here, and I don't have anything wet to clean my stamp with, but I will quickly grab, actually I do, but where did Ellen put it? It's here. I normally don't clean with the Stampin' Scrub my photopolymer sets, but I freshly scrubbed these last night, so they're not soiled. I literally washed them in some hot water, so that is now beautiful and clean because that was already damp from an earlier project. So what is the Christmas Stampathon challenge? I can hear a couple of you ask. So we are a Facebook group that we decided many years ago. Group of demonstrators went, why are we stressing ourselves out at Christmas time, making cards for our families, friends, customers, all of that? So we decided to make a group so we're a tad more prepared when it comes to our Christmas supplies, or at least our handmade ones. So our challenge runs January to, we are going to have a challenge in November this year. Just a Facebook group. We, Esther, the other demonstrator who runs the group with me, we do send out one of our own cards to participants each month. So they'll get a nice little surprise in the mail. They know they've won. We just do a little random draw for everyone who has shown their cards made, and we generally ask that the projects you make multiples of. So then you are creating a bit of a stash, not too much, but hopefully you will have enough to at least give your family and friends, and maybe even give a little gift pack. So to do the sentiment, I am using, and I will grab that set again, the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and we're using the stitch rectangles. Now I'm using my Stamparatus, and I have made a jig because I made this so many times. I wanted to get the right placement for these sentiments. So I'm going to go petal pink for the happy. So I just stamped it on this piece of paper, die cut it out, and then I didn't move my stamps off my Stamparatus plate, and I have this jig perfect, ready to rock and roll. Well, as perfect as I'm going to get it anyway. So it makes the process nice and quick, and if I don't like that first initial stamping, I can go back in and stamp again, which is the joy of using the Stamparatus. So for the Christmas, I take the plate out, twist it round, because that's how I had it set up. Don't need to move the die at all, and I'm just going in with soft suede, just one of my favorite browns in the Stampin' Up range. Just making sure we've got even pressure. Perfect. Great. So now I'm going to take this out, and as you can see from the sample, I'm just going to add a few extra stars. Just pop that away over there, bring back in a scrap piece of paper, and so I don't know why I closed this in the first place. Hashtag real stamping here with Ellen. Okay. So this just look, it's beautiful by itself, but I just think by doing this small detail, and it is a very small detail, it does just bring the whole project and the colors that we've used up here together. Okay. Oh, that one opened a little easier for me. I'm going to be brave. Stamp it off. No, that's showing true to color. Just a couple of stars there, and the pink going into the red will not matter at all. Just pop those away, and I'll close those later after I finish making these with you. Okay, and a nice bold pop of red right there. You wouldn't think these colours went together, but they do. So if you are not part of our group on Facebook, I would encourage you to pop over and join us, because we are always after some new friends to craft with. Just going to, oh, I've got a bit of a craft lunch happening here. Pop those things on the floor. Grab one thing and everything else decides to have a moment. So I'm just going to pop some glue here, just a dot, and I'm going to line these stars up just like that. Perfect. And I'm going to get some dimensionals for the Blushing Bride circle. Now I just use my take your pick tool to get these off, because at the moment, being the world the way it is at the moment and being in isolation, you can see I don't have my normal colourful nails. But that's okay. A full reset isn't a bad thing. So I'm going to bring over my vellum and my snail, because I find if you use, sorry, there are two sides to this paper, and I just wanted to decide which side I am stamping on. I find if you use too much wet glue on this, on vellum, any vellum, it doesn't matter what vellum it is, you make a buckle, and it just doesn't make your card look nice. So I just prefer to use snail or any dry runner adhesive, or even tear and tape would work just as well, but for me I find snail the easiest. So now I just want to line this up. Happy to cover, but I do want them slightly lower than that one. Now I'm going to use snail on this. I have cheated just a little, and by the magic of YouTube, I have not pushed this down for one. That's as straight as I'm going to get it. If you were it, where would you be? I have just lost my whole pre-made. Take a deep breath and have a look at where your things are. I have already pre-tied my bow, because you know, under pressure, can I tie a bow? Maybe, but you don't need to see me struggle with that. For those of you that have followed me and watched me for a while, you've seen me tie many a bow on YouTube here or over at Facebook. So just a glue dot. You can either press the bow on the glue dot, or just because I'm here, I'm just using my take your pick tool and bringing the bow to the glue dot. Then I do have a special pair of scissors. You could do the same with your paper snips, just reserved for ribbon, as I see a glue goober on the end of it. Oh dear. Right, so just trim the ends. So I'm really happy with the shimmer that shows us on the card. Now that everything's adhered, for adhering this, I'm just going to put snail behind all the paper pieces that we've already put down. So I will be able to adhere maybe more maybe more adhesive than what I would under vellum. So don't know if you can see there exactly how much I have adhered. So thick Whisper White card base, because they are nice and thick and hold up beautifully. Because our normal Whisper White is fantastic for stamping on, beautiful and smooth, but just not quite as sturdy as our thick Whisper White. So let's put on some of these gold glitter dots. Now, I did have a really nice system going here of where I was putting them, and I am being fairly generous because these sort of lead your eye around the project. So I also, a hot tip for these is I like bending them and picking them up that way. It just prevents you splitting the dot, because you can split the gold and the glimmer. And to pop one probably about here, then put one on that Poppy Parade one, a teeny one, and then I'll grab a teeny one from up here. There's one here all on its lonesome. Put teeny one there, and you can just see it leads your eye around the card. So that is my 15th card. So 14 of these cards will go directly into my stash of cards. So I've used Stitch Shapes, Stitched So Sweetly dies. This is my basket of cards. I will put the color challenge photo back up here, and the link below to our group is in the description. So I've used Making Spirits Bright and Merry Christmas to All, which, as I said earlier, will not be hanging around, which is a touch sad. I do hope to see your take on this color challenge in the group, and you only need to make 4. I just went a little overboard with the cards. So I hope you have an amazing month, and I will see you guys over in the Facebook group. Thanks for watching. Bye.